All right, next up is the Revolver. I don't believe you need any tools to install this thing, but we'll see. And it's obviously the bed cover. So that'll be a nice addition. Here's what it looks like opened. You've got everything wrapped in plastic. Got some extra cardboard. Little spacer down there on the end. We've got the cover itself. The two rails right there. Instructions. Some foam pads. I believe this is what they want you to put on the roller so that it doesn't hit the glass up there. Another thing of foam, another thing of foam, some rather beefy clips connected to some obvious tie downs to keep it in place when it's retracted, rolled up, and then your thumb screws. This is for actually removing it. So the thing I really like about this cover is if you wanted to just roll it up and take it off and just lay it in the bed, for instance, because you have something that you need all the depth, you can easily do that without any tools. So I'm gonna look over the instructions and we'll get going. There's one more part, and it's these 6 clamps that hold the rails to the truck. This you do need some tools for, so I was wrong. You do need a socket and a socket wrench. See if it tells you which, 9/16 right there. It's really a no-brainer how these go. This little thing here is the lock. You can see it comes out and it would fit into the groove on the cover so nobody can lift it from the middle. There's a plate back there which obviously supports the slats that are fixed, the fixed slats. And then unfortunately it got bent right here. See that? So I'm going to try to bend it flat. Yeah, that side down there is bent a little bit also. I think when I press it down against the top of the truck here, it'll be fine, but that is unfortunate. Little problem with the way they boxed it, clearly. Here's how I decided to bend this back. I didn't want to mar the powder coating, so I used the clamp, and the clamp is huge, as you can see, so I had plenty of leverage, and really it just bent back super easy. The powder coating didn't crack or anything, so it's like it wasn't even bent. Putting these rails on is incredibly easy, and you really don't need to worry about them being aligned or straight. I mean, you cannot not get them straight because the truck is straight. What worked for me is just to finger tighten each clamp and then give it a little ratchet turn and get it snug, and then make sure that it was pushed back all the way against the back of the bed, and then tighten them down. I have no idea what the torque would be, but just keep in mind they're aluminum and they can break and strip pretty easily. So you can see here, I just went about half a turn past tight. So if you know anything about this installation, they want you to put this tape on first. And I didn't put the tape on first on purpose because I want to put the thing on and see where it lays. You know, I don't know if I want the tape here, in the middle. Obviously this doesn't go all the way to the end, so I want to be able to decide where the best place is for the tape, and I may even get some thicker tape. If this tape isn't going to cut it, so we'll see. As far as those bends, it didn't matter. Well, I mean, it did matter, but they flattened out perfectly. So, no concern. Totally flat. I am very confident that I did this the most difficult way possible. I had to put it in the bed there and then unroll it, and it has to go in kind of, you know, backwards. It has to roll in. It doesn't roll out the bed. It rolls towards the cab unless you roll it, unroll it on the floor and then re-roll it the other way and then put it back. What I could have done was just pushed this and had it, you know, I didn't have to climb in the bed backwards like this and then climb down the tire like you'll see in a minute, but it worked. And if I did it again, I'd probably just put it in there and then unroll it standing on the ground. The first time trying to close the tailgate, it didn't work, and I'll show you why. The end of each rail extends out about 2 inches past the end of the bed, and it has to be bent up slightly, and then you can see there, just hammered back down flat. That's a rubber mallet once your tailgate is closed. It worked perfectly. This way they look good, they're even, and they're still up high enough so the tailgate doesn't hit them when you put it back up, as you can see here. All right, let me tell you all the stuff I'm checking for. So if you look right here, see how this is perfectly straight with that texture? I've got this out level with the end of this rail. What occurs is I don't think you can close it without the tailgate being down, but I know I'm getting a good seal with the tailgate against that gasket in here. As far as this down here, you can see how there's this rubber thing that hangs, and that hangs completely over so that any water that ends up here is going to roll into the, you know, down in between here. And now I can see that the best place for this gasket is going to be way over here, right here, as far to this side as possible. Just tuck it right up underneath there. And unfortunately it doesn't touch here. So I think what I'll do is I'll double it up right here. And that way I get a good seal. They don't give you any little alcohol pads in with the cover, so you gotta use your own alcohol, but don't forget, whether it's Line-X or paint, if you wipe it down with alcohol first, you'll get a good adhesion on the gasket. All right, here's my recommendation. I went ahead, pulled it up and stuck this right here. It goes under here, you can't really see it, but I tucked it in under here and all the way across. And my bet is this flap now is gonna lay nice and it won't collect water. We'll see. I put a little Goo Gone on this sticker. We'll go ahead and let that lift that sticker mark up. And I'm gonna climb in there and put these bolts in. And then these also get positioned, but I can do this once the thing is rolled up. I had to unroll it again because I felt it move as I was fooling with that foam. So now that I've got it all aligned again, happy with it, I'm gonna climb in there and put these bolts in. And this is the part that you don't need any tools for. So the way I think this works, you got these 2 channels right here. I'm gonna lift this up, put one of these bolts in. I gotta get the other one. Get the other bolt in. And you just slide these in from the end, like that. And then just line them up. Like that. And then you get a washer, a rubber thing, and 2 of these thumb nuts. So you got a washer right here, rubber washer and regular washer, and then that is thumb
That is a thumb screw that is pretty hard to turn, I'll tell you that. Damn. All right, I'll do the other side. All right, the goo gun got rid of most of that sticky. I just used soap and water to get rid of the goo gun. And the last step here is to secure these straps so that you can, I'm trying to deal with the tripod there, secure these straps back here so you can strap this thing backwards. So that's next.
These strap clamps clamp on exactly the way the clamps hold the rails to the truck.
So it's just a T, and it slides right in there. Just push it in and turn it, and then you can tighten it down. Easy enough to pull out. Probably wouldn't move anyway, but do the other side, and that is literally it. It's done. Very nice. I did not end up using these things because it doesn't even come close to hitting the back window. Like, it wouldn't hit the back window no matter what, so it doesn't even matter. What eventually happen is this will sag. This right here will sag and water will roll off instead of what happened before, which is clearly water would build up in there. This is the part that they said you can get out with a hairdryer. This is Florida. I'm not concerned.
I'm editing the video and I realized I never really showed you how it rolls up. So here we are about a month later, and you just roll it up. It rolls right up. I think it looks great. That's right where it stops, so you can see it's absolutely not going to hit the glass. And you could drive around with it like that. You put the little strap on with the T-hook, tighten down on the nylon webbing, and you're good to go. I've never done it before, so it wasn't really in the right spot. And you could probably get away with driving around with just the one side done, even though they do give you both sides. But you can see there, it's really nice and neat right up against the glass. And if you ever wanted to take that off, you just take the thumb screws out and take the whole thing off. This bed extender is the Ford version of the Amp Research bed extender. It's basically the same design. The only difference is you got to rivet the thing together. So it's clearly meant to be a factory installed option. I'll post a video here before too long on how you put this thing together if you want to go with the Ford version versus the Amp Research version. The Ford version I think is a little better because it fits the truck better. But that's it. You roll it back down, snap it in position, raise the tailgate. I love this cover. Thanks for watching. See you next time.